Hello and welcome here to the Dick Campbell Gym. The matchup between Bolingbrook and Andrew. Last night we watched Andrew beat up on a York Dukes team. Won by, I think, 10 points it was at the end there. They were able to beat them in height, but they're going to have a tough matchup here. Matching them in height with Bolingbrook, as Andrew is going to win the tip.
Yeah, look, I mean, you know, Bolingbrook is a really tall team. Not only that, they can get out in transition. They're fast. They work really well in that transition offense. It's going to be interesting to see how, you know, guys like Owe Bonsu and Sakinas go up against each other because we saw that height really dominate York yesterday. But, you know, I mean, this is one that's always fun to watch. Bucket there.
The three is good there from Morawowski.
And I mean, you know, if you're Andrew, that's a perfect first 30 seconds. That's the kind of start you want. But yeah, I mean, you know, Bolingbrook defending champs of the Tosh. You know, you definitely, you know, need to come out here and kind of prove a point if you're Andrew that you can hang for a while. Unlike the last game you just called.
Yes, for sure. As the last game, Lions Township was able to win by 40 points over Sandburg.
There's a kid here who had a lot of shots last night. Zane Juba, number 11 in white. Had quite a night from range. You know, really the other thing was that the defense of Andrew actually affected the Dukes a little bit more than you would think. But yeah. we'll see. You know, offensively if Andrew can continue to keep it going.
As Andrew's going to pass around the perimeter here and find an open shot. That one won't fall from Morawski. Bolingbrook's going to head down the floor. Quick find into the corner. Nice pass inside. Layup isn't finished. Andrew grabs the defensive rebound. Ref's going to talk it over here. They're going to call it in favor of Bolingbrook. It's going to be Bolingbrook ball. So they're going to say it hit off Kulig.
Yeah, that's a good break for Bolingbrook. I mean, you want to go down now and try and get some points out of this possession. But, you know, that pass there was intended for Austin Kulig, number 30. He had a great night last night against the Dukes. I believe he was the Thunderbolts' leading scorer. And that's another kid right there, 22 in black, Younger. We didn't actually see him start. Donovan Younger. We didn't see him start in the previous 2 games for Bolingbrook. And that's a kid who, you know, came in off the bench and really had a couple really good games. And, you know, he gets the nod tonight. So we'll see how he can contribute to the Raiders' game plan here today.
Yeah, that might be a start for just to match the height of this Andrew team. The ball's going to bounce around here. It's going to stay with Andrew. Fadeaway jumper, too short.
Yeah, and that's going to be crucial, especially a guy like Morawski, 25. You know, he's kind of Andrew's sort of, you know, go-to. You know, typically the guard brings it up the court, kind of the commander. But not only that, you know, his off-court or off-ball commandments. I mean, he kind of runs the offense with his voice. And the other guy here, Sakinas, at the line now. You know, he's somebody who really took over yesterday in the second half, and you know he's going to have a tough task trying to go up against Michael Bonsu.
Yeah, for sure. And one thing I noticed from the game last night is York runs their press defense, and they used his big body to just throw the ball up to him to get past half court. Bolingbrook so far has not ran that same full court press yet. Going to be a pass outside to Makai Cooper. He's going to find a pass into the corner. Inside, there is Younger.
Yeah, and there it is going to work. I mean, you can't let that happen. That's just too easy. I mean, he was all alone in the paint. You know, no one really within, I mean, honestly, it looked like 3 feet of him. It was just him in the basket.
Yeah, just a lot of quick finds. Good ball movement. Finds a wide open Younger inside. So Andrew's going to get a nice three-pointer. Jaden Dunlap got caught trying to steal it. Dunlap goes inside and makes up for it. Gets his layup of his own.
Dunlap's such a good guard. I mean, he really, you know, all these guards on this team, you'll see if you come off the bench eventually, they're all they finish, you know, unlike really any other guards in this tournament. I mean, they go up, it's up and unders, it's everything you can imagine. And it's no doubt that a guy like Dunlap is going to be crucial to Bolingbrook getting it done. And, you know, Brian, you know, being the defending champs, not only because of that, but just how good Bolingbrook is this year, this would be considered a little bit of an upset if Andrew can get it done against the Raiders tonight.
There's a nice pull-up jumper from Cooper off of Juba's miss.
You see that full court press used by Bolingbrook. They know they got some momentum right now, and they're going to make the most of it.
And they're going to be able to force a turnover right there. So the first time they bring it out, it works in favor of themselves. So they're going to restart here. Makai Cooper. He's going to look into the corner. A nice read by Juba. It's going to lead to a fast break. That's just unlucky for Morawski. He couldn't handle it.
Great hands there from Walker. I mean, that's a basket that, you work all the way back to the tie. You don't want to give up an easy transition bucket like that.
Makai Cooper hesitated and finds an open look in the corner. That one is knocked down. That's Walker.
Yeah, I tell you what, that's the worst thing you can do for if you're Andrew is give Bolingbrook some confidence quickly. And, especially when you give a guy like Daniel Walker confidence, it's never a good combo.
And Makai Cooper here for Bolingbrook has started as a real big catalyst for this offense, finding open looks for other guys and making his own basket.
His defensive intensity from Bolingbrook is just something that could really start to change things.
There's a three-pointer. It's too short. Great defensive possession. They're going to look to push. It's Cooper. His pull-up jumper won't hit. It's a rebound. It's too long. Fight for it. They're going to call a foul.
And that right there, that three in transition, I think it was Morawski was supposed to close out on Cooper. I mean, you can't give him 10 feet. I mean, you got to at least go and kind of contest that. Whether you think you have the confidence that he's just going to drive, you have to at least go out there and you got to guard the guy.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a lucky break there for Andrew. They gave Cooper the room to shoot, and he was just off. Into the first mass timeout. Bolingbrook does have the lead 6-9. So far, as we've talked about, Bolingbrook's ability to really stretch the floor, make a few good passes, and find open looks for their guys. So it's given them the lead, and they've brought the intensity on defense, especially with Osei Bonsu guarding Sakinas and just giving him a ton of pressure.
Yeah, and if you're Bolingbrook and if you're the Raiders, you want to get in there. You want to use Michael Osei-Bonsu to your advantage every time. That's the one thing with Sakinas on Andrew. He's a big body, but in terms of the size, the actual size, Michael Osei-Bonsu definitely has the advantage. Just a strong, gritty competitor, a guy who wants the ball in his hands, whether it's offensively or really going up and crashing the boards defensively or offensively as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good fight between both of them on the glass, as I think that's going to be a big factor for winning this game for both teams too. Whoever controls the rebounds is going to have a very good shot of winning this game. Morawski is going to inbound here for Andrew. Juba gets it all the way in the backcourt. Finds Morawski, and he's going to dribble up the court. Able to beat the full court press pretty easily. The pass inside.
That's a great look. I mean, that's just great patience, letting your offense do the work. Andrew's a team that will work a little bit better, instead of transition, actually just setting up their offense and letting things work. I mean, Osei-Bonsu, we could talk about it all night long.
Yeah, but really good, nice move inside.
If they continue to let that happen, utilize not that pick and roll, but those off-ball screens, and they can just capitalize, that's all you have to do. You don't want it to become a game of keep up. You want this to go pound for pound and punch for punch.
Yeah, and that last play that they had got Sakinas wide open inside. It's going to be a very easy finish for the 6'9" center. Juba passes inside, finds Sakinas inside. Too long. Quick break from Bolingbrook, and it's going to lead to a basket. That one's Jaden Dunlap. Andrew's going to look to restart here and slow it down. Foul is called.
Yeah, no. If you can get Bolingbrook's bigs into foul trouble, it helps when you have a guy like Morawski and Juba who quick and athletic. But if you can get a guy like 22 and black, Donovan Younger in foul trouble, that's going to work to your advantage in the latter parts of this game.
Yeah, for sure. Morawski is going to restart it for Andrew. Juba's going to dribble back out of the three-point line. He's getting a lot of pressure put on him. He's going to pass to the corner and drive baseline. Pass right there is thrown away. Wow, Morawski with a really nice play to steal it. Couldn't hang on. There's Dunlap. Wow, that would have been an insane finish.
It couldn't get the points, but that just shows you. I mean, just the angles that these guys take at the basket and the finishes are just unlike a lot of teams in this tournament.
That was just a really unlucky finish. Looked like it was going to drop, but it didn't. Andrew's going to reset here. Sakinas at the top. Here's Joey Burke. He's going to find Juba. Juba's going to step back and take a three. That one rattles in and out.
Oh my.
Nice rebound, but Osei Bonsu said no.
Yeah, if you're Joey Burke, lesson learned. You know, Osei Bonsu, we talked about it, loves crashing the boards, but also, you know, he'll just crush you. I mean, that was a lesson learned by Joey Burke. Right idea, actually. I admire the courage to go up with it, but something tells me he probably won't be doing that again. Yeah, that was a pass to nobody. We'll just go the other way. Throw it down, son.
Oh, foul called. It's a close play. Kulig called for the foul.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you're Austin Kulig, you know that's one of those ones that from our angle, I mean, it obviously looked clean, but I mean, you know, you love just the competitive nature that both of these teams have here in the early going.
As Langit's going to go to the line. First one is Cash.
Yeah, MJ Langit really good, as well as number 3, Josh Aniceto. You know, these are two of the, you know, smaller players on this Bolingbrook team, but they can make some plays. And you know, we talk about finishing at the basket. These are two guys whose verticals are, you know, they jump out of the gym when they go up just for a layup. And, you know, something tells me we'll see it here tonight.
Andrew looks to have a quick break, and they find wide open passes. Really good ball movement all the way up the court to find a wide open layup. That one was Austin Kulig on the finishing end.
Yeah, you know, Coach Brose obviously doesn't like that. I'll be honest, I don't know how that happened. I mean, it was like bucket scored, and then we're going the other way. I mean, that was so quick. But if you're Andrew, that's what you want to do. Catch these other teams off guard, and if you can continue to do that, that's where you can, you know, kind of seek the advantage over this Bolingbrook team. Again, as we mentioned, just one of the better teams in this tournament, and a team that's, you know, kind of destined to make a run.
Yes, Bolingbrook's second time being in this Jack Tosh tournament. Overall record of 5-0.
That's pretty good.
That's the best you can be.
That's not too bad.
That's the best you can be.
Especially, you know, I mean, this year especially, these are some really talented fields over the past 2 years that Tosh has brought in. And so, you know, for their all-time record and Coach Brose all-time record here at the Tosh following the days of Christmas, that's not too shabby.
No, not at all. Here's Osei Bonsu. He's going to try and find a pass inside. It was thrown away. It's going to be Andrew's ball.
You know, he had the right idea. You know, I couldn't really tell from our angle. You know, I thought that was actually gonna hit the hands of. I couldn't see that was intended to. But you know, you just that's the right idea, right look, and you know now you kind of hope that you know Andrew comes up empty on this possession.
They're going to look. Pressure being put on them the entire way. Driving baseline, Fai Sakinas open in the middle again. It's the second time that they've gotten a bucket like that from Sakinas.
You know, Brian, if I was gifted that height of 34, I would dunk every single time. That can't happen. That baseline jumper was just way too easy. But I would dunk every single time. I don't think we've seen a dunk from Sakinas yet. I mean, Kulig went up last night. We were kind of taken by surprise. I want to see a Sakinas dunk before we're done here. It was a really aggressive take there by Moravsky. Same thing, Osei Bonsu. I mean, you're going to learn at some point or another, but you just got to kind of go up and it's a guy you got to get into foul trouble.
It's a pull-up jumper there from Makai Cooper. It couldn't fall. Foul ended up being called. The time it was on Langit. 5 seconds left. Andrew's going to look to get a final shot. Maybe they run that full court play again that they just had. Morawski is going to push up the floor.
Matt, that was just way. I mean, Morawski, I love it. You know, I might look at this and say, all right, we're going to have a few passes in there. Maybe something, you know, is already drawn up, you know, in terms of practice or whatever. But Morawski, just real simple and easy. I'm going to take it right to the basket, finish with the left hand.
He decided he was going to do it himself. No one decided to put pressure on him until he was already in the paint. At the end of the first quarter, getting a little ahead of myself, Bolingbrook leads Andrew 15-14. We're going to take a break ourselves here at York Sports Network. Back now for the start of the second quarter. Bolingbrook will start with the ball. And Andrew played a very well-disciplined first quarter. They only had one foul. And as we talked about before in other games, free throws are a big part of winning this tournament. And Andrew's not letting Bolingbrook get any free throws. So there's a nice finish from Walker.
Yeah, and if you're either of these teams, you really can't complain too much about the first quarter. Kind of what we expected. Punch for punch, blow for blow, and that's exactly what it was. The thing that's going to be interesting to see is how, Andrew responds defensively to the quick offense of Bolingbrook.
This Juba's going to have it outside. That's a wide open look for three. Too strong. Rebound there from Aniceto, and he's going to go all the way down. And a nice layup. Just took it all the way down himself.
Yeah, and that's the same thing. I mean, just similar to the Morosky layup down the quarter. Just way too easy.
And here's Morosky here with Osei Bonsu on him. Really tough layup. And there's the height of Sakinis.
That's huge.
Didn't even have to jump to grab that rebound and gets an and one opportunity. Sakinis has got 6.
Yeah, we saw it work against the Dukes. The thing is that, York, we talk about it all year. York is a little bit smaller than they've been in previous years, but to see Sakinis come out here and, really go, pound for pound against a much taller Bolingbrook team, pretty good start for number 34.
He's got a chance for one more here at the line. That one's up and it's good, and he's up to 7 points now.
Yeah, you can't place enough emphasis on, the free throws. I mean, it's just something that is so crucial. You don't want to leave points out on the floor in a tournament like this. Because, no matter how good a team is, how bad a team is, any night can be your night. And that's really what the potential of tonight has to be for either of these teams.
And on was a missed layup, leads to a nice alley-oop pass. Sakinis couldn't finish, fighting for the rebound. It's going to go out. It's going to be Bolingbrook's ball.
Yeah, and that they know that they can run the offense through Sakinis. It's just something that they seem to have established. Because I thought we'd come out and we'd see Bolingbrook kind of just out kind of hustle. That's a great three there, great look. Kind of out hustle a guy like Sakinis. But I tell you what, Sakinis so far has kind of owned the paint.
It's been very interesting from this Andrew defense. I feel like we've said it a few times. They're going to throw a pass away. A little bit of confusion there from Juba and Sakinis. Yeah, Andrew's not really closing out on three-pointers.
No, not at all. They're giving these guys way too much space. And, the unfortunate part is, Bolingbrook has a chance to really capitalize on some momentum here. There it is. I mean, did he shoot that from his hip? I think that was from his hip with his
left hand. That was a very agile move there from Aniceto. Really nice finish. Smorowski's going to look to get a few points back here for Andrew. He's going to look to Juba to set something up. Pressure on it from Aniceto. He's going to get a screen. Aniceto playing lockdown defense on Juba right now.
These players are so quick. I mean, their movement is almost like, it's like a cornerback. It's like a cornerback guarding a wide receiver. I mean, just the way they move, vertically and laterally. So, here we go.
Oh, my.
Showtime.
Was unable to hit the layup off the break, but that was some speed flying down.
Yeah, and just some sloppy mistakes, so far by Andrew. I think that's a good timeout for head coach Dave Wilson to take.
We're going to take a break here ourselves as Andrew looks to try and make a comeback here, and they're down by 7. Back here now in the second quarter with 5 minutes and 16 left to go. Lazy pass on the inbound. Aniceto fought really hard to get the steal. And he gets rewarded.
As I mentioned before, just some sloppy mistakes here from Andrew. And, Coach Wilson, took the timeout to kind of clear that up, kind of settle his guys down, but carries over after the timeout. Not a good sign for the Bulls.
A quick inbound to a shot there. Couldn't fall for Bolingbrook. Foul called. Foul was on Daniel Walker for Bolingbrook. Andrew's going to look to get it up the floor here with Juba.
Yeah, if you're Coach Brose, you keep going with the full court press because it's working. You're forcing Andrew to make some sloppy mistakes and most definitely making them uncomfortable even as it continues into the front court.
Yeah, especially with Aniceto guarding Juba. He's been able to cause a lot of pressure and not let Juba really have any space at all.
Yeah, and that's a guy who can shoot the three. He from beyond the arc, we saw it. Felt like we saw a few last night from the volleyball line. They're not letting him get comfortable at all.
Juba right there is going to have to pass out to Morawski. A nice spin move inside. Good finish with the left hand.
Yeah, that's a good move there. That's what you're going to need from Morawski if you're going to kind of inch back into this thing here. And you cut the lead to 5 there. You're just going to need Morawski to continue to make shots like that and execute when given those looks. Look, no closeout.
Aniceto makes him pay.
I'm not going to lie. That's deserved. That's
deserved.
Honestly. You have to close out. You can't just sit there. That's the 4th time they've watched a Raider take a 3. You can't sit there and hope the ball doesn't go in the basket. They're not even trying to close out, and you have a foul down here on the Bolts. You need things. You just need to focus on your identity and stick to your game, and just sloppy mistakes here so far, as of late, I should say, from Andrew.
Yeah, and Bolingbrook didn't even really run an offense there either. It was just passes back and forth from Cooper and Aniceto was just left wide open from the corner. That's too easy of a shot for him. Timeout taken here. What are you telling your guys if you're Andrew here?
I would just say slow things down. Be patient. It seems like they're forcing too much. This is only an 8-point game, and it's very early. We're only halfway through the second quarter. It feels like they're sort of playing. You get the feeling just sitting here that they're kind of playing desperate. They're forcing way too much. Now, defensively is a whole different story. It's pretty simple. There's 2 words: close out. They're giving these guys way too many open looks from beyond the arc, and the thing is Bolingbrook is a team that is not going to miss their threes. So, I think it's interesting, to say the least, that, that might not have been heard in that timeout taken just a few short moments ago, but I'm making that very clear at this particular point in time.
Yeah, way too many wide open looks for Bolingbrook here. We talked about it very early in the game. Makai Cooper didn't get closed out on off of a break, and that's continued the entire time. Bolingbrook has been able to take advantage of those wide open three-pointer opportunities.
Yeah, and as this continues, Zane Juba isn't in the scoring column yet, but he's a guy that is eventually going to get hot. But you gotta count on other guys to kind of chip away, and I trust that something will kind of be drawn up after these last 3 minutes and 50 seconds are up. Just offensively, Andrew seems a little lost right now.
There's a nice closeout there. It's going to lead to a wide open look for Cooper, and he hit it. It's a good way to beat the zone there from Aniceto. Found Cooper open for 3, and he knocked it down.
It's funny, when the lead goes from 8 to 11, there's just something scary about when a lead hits double digits. If you're Andrew with Ramirez and now 24, we saw him play quite a bit last night. If you're Andrew here, you need points.
Yeah, when it gets to double digits, you start to get a little bit more desperate. You got to get the lead back a little bit before time runs out.
Those say Bonsu in right now. Points are not going to be easy to come by.
So miss layup there off the break from Makai Cooper. It's going to lead to a foul. First one is cash from Cooper.
And this Bolingbrook team, one of those teams that, just by happenstance have played later in the day. I think they were the night game last night as well. They're a team that is silently, just because there's not as many people here. There's, the media, personalities kind of call it a day already. They're a team that is silently really one of the more impressive ones in this tournament. And the thing is, they're just consistent. They're constant. And these players conduct themselves as well as any team we've seen in the tournament. Never too high, never too low. And, especially never too satisfied.
That was an ugly-looking shot from Sakinas. A foul called on Bolingbrook. And as we look at the scoring sheet, all of Bolingbrook's points are very spread out so far, not one guy standing out. Austin Kulig is going to go to the line for Andrew.
Yeah, and that's big. I mean, you already send Andrew to the line shooting a one-on-one, but meanwhile that three ball there from Sakinas, I love it. I love it. He's giving you space. Try and make him pay. We talked about Bolingbrook doing it to Andrew. If you're Andrew, hey, try and do it back at him. But yeah, I mean, Kulig nonetheless at this point in time, you best bet you got to make your free throws.
First one was good. Second one is good too. Lead is cut to 11. Cooper's going to look to bring it down the floor. He gets it to Aniceto. Back to Cooper.
Yeah, if you're either of these teams, 2.5 minutes left in the half, you got time to build momentum. I love it. I love it. I mean, just the aggressiveness from Michael Osei-Bonsu has kind of shifted. It's just unmatched down low. But if you're either of these teams, you have 2.5 minutes left in the half. This is kind of a good time to build momentum going into the half, and then hoping that carries into the third quarter.
So far, I would say momentum on Bolingbrook's side as Osei-Bonsu misses the first. First one was too long as he misses both. It's a tough break for Osei-Bonsu. Andrew's going to have to capitalize here on the offensive side. That shot is airballed. Andrew unable to capitalize here at all. They're going to fight hard again. Foul called.
Yeah, I don't, that was, Ramirez, kind of the turnaround. Mario Ramirez kind of went for the fadeaway baseline jumper there. Not to mention turnaround. I think you just, at that point, you might as well just kind of take it back out, reset the offense. Or there were, about 3 guys that were spotting up. I don't know why you don't make one more pass there. Close out. Brian, they ought to just put us on the bench. I mean,
for sure.
Get us on some coaching staff.
We should just start yelling at him from here. Kulig down the court. Easy layup.
Yeah,
cuts the lead to 9.
That's perfect. I mean, that's exactly what you need. You have a few possessions that are sloppy by both teams. It didn't help. When Osei-Bonsu couldn't execute on the free throws. But you got a real chance right now if you're Andrew. Nobody.
Kai Cooper. Andrew is running some sort of box-and-one here on defense, and a box-and-one works if you're going against one guy who's killing you. But like I've said before, everyone on this Bolingbrook team right now is contributing on offense.
Yeah, this is just. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, you're right. I mean, the box-and-one, you just got to switch. It's, we were talking about this earlier. I mean, seeing so much basketball over the past 48 hours. You and I both. You start to, you wonder if people are seeing what we're seeing. I mean, it's just one of those things where this defense, whether it's a box-and-one, whether it's some sort of zone, it's not working. So you need to.
Three-pointer there is not good.
You really need to get into a position that's going to make, all of these three-point shoots for Bolingbrook, which honestly feels like the entire team. You need to make them uncomfortable.
Andrew's going to look to bring it up court here with Kulig. Pass out to Morawski. And Druba still 0 points so far. Just been unable to find a shot. Aniceto's playing really good defense on him here. There's a nice steal. That's Daniel Walker down the court. He tried to dunk it over Sakinas. That's not really going to work ever.
The place would have
erupted here behind us.
I think Sakinas is actually relieved that ball didn't go in.
It was close. Sakinas did get called for a foul.
I wouldn't let him not hear it if I was on that Andrew bench. I mean, that would have been unbelievable. That
would have been probably the best dunk of the tournament. first one is missed.
And that's just Daniel Walker, just so explosive. I mean, he gets in the open court, and it's, it's nothing but daylight. And at the very least, you want to come out with the second free throw here.
Second one is missed as well. Free throw's not going Bolingbrook's way. Like you were talking about before, all of these guards on this Bolingbrook team are so explosive and have the vertical and ability to finish at the rim. It's another foul called.
Both teams, entering the bonus, and that's big. If you're Andrew, you get to the line, you can bring this to within 10. 30 seconds left in the half. You just gotta continue sticking to your game, because at one point or another, the three-point shooting for Bolingbrook is really what has them ahead. They can't execute from the line, but at one point or another, these shooters are most likely going to start getting cold. And if you're Andrew, you just got to continue to, stick to your game, stick to your identity, and don't try and outdo, the competition.
And in a game where there's been 16 fouls called so far, it seems like free throw shooting for both teams has not gone well. As that pass is thrown away from Bolingbrook.
See, it works. I mean, just stick to your. I actually wasn't paying. I should have been paying attention. It's my fault. Couldn't tell if they switched up the defense there or not, but kind of letting things kind of slow down. Because the second you slow down this Bolingbrook team, they do get just a little bit more uncomfortable than they do. Oh, if you're Morosky, you want that one back. But nonetheless, not a terrible end to the half, really for either team, but most definitely not a great one.
Yeah, I mean, Andrew's defense, they're trying to trap guys, but you can't allow people to just go inside of both of your guys. That's basically just not playing defense at all, and that's what Bolingbrook guards have been able to do here.
Yeah, and without question, Andrew's going to look to kind of chip away at this lead, and it'll be interesting to see what Coach Wilson has drawn up to start the second half.
Yeah, at halftime here, Bolingbrook with a lead of 35-23. We'll be back after halftime. back now for the start of the second half. Andrew will start with the ball down 12.
And that's, looking back at the first half, I mean, Bolingbrook was 71% from beyond the arc. I mean, that shows you the price of and how important it is to close out, as we were talking about defensively. And if you're Andrew, coming up in this first possession with some points will certainly boost your confidence.
Nice find inside. Kulig can't finish. Cooper's going to look to push the floor. Really good hustle. An ability to get his own rebound and put it back up.
Yeah, Younger back there defensively as well. Just such a great presence. I mean, that shows what a bigger body does. Andrew didn't see a body, a bigger body like Younger last night. I mean, York's biggest player is the 6'5" Adam Hardick. And Younger, you're looking at a player who's around 6'10". I mean, it's just crazy how Juba hit it. There we go.
Juba's got his first points of the game. Bolingbrook's going to look to push fast. Cooper at the top of the key. He's been a catalyst for this offense so far. A nice pass inside. Osei Bonsu. Really good finish inside. Morawski's going to look to get something going here for Andrew. That one they're going to say is thrown away from Morawski, and Bolingbrook's going to have possession.
Yeah, it kind of feels a little bit like, the beginning of the second quarter did, where it was, you just tell by the body language of Andrew that, just not a whole lot of confidence. And you need that at this particular point in the game because, this could kind of be make or break here.
Yeah, at the end of that possession, all of them looking like they're getting a little bit down on themselves. Juba there with a nice steal. Juba's got to get something going here in the second half. He started off the second half with a three-pointer. He can be huge for this team if he starts to make some buckets, get a few passes in for nice assists. Morawski here for three.
Yeah, Juba was a guy yesterday we saw make a lot of threes, especially from deep, and had a whole lot of range. 0 for 2 tonight, definitely, something that Andrew's feeling.
Cooper up top, he's going to find Dunlap in the corner. Dunlap skip pass, three-point shot, it's good. They're now 6 for 8 from behind the arc. That one is Daniel Walker. Juba still being pressured this time by Cooper.
That's a great look. That's a great feed, and that's just a great read. The vision of this Bolingbrook team is also something that's extremely special. Funny, we were talking about how, in the first half, no one has really seen, this Bolingbrook team play too much. LT is hanging around and getting a look at who they could potentially face in the next round.
Yeah, so far it is looking like Bolingbrook, and that would be a really, really tough matchup for both teams. Both very good defensively. LT's 2-3 zone looks like the hardest zone to beat from teams they've played against so far. Juba's going to take a three. That one is good. Andrew needs a lot of those. The ball's thrown away here from Osei Bonsu.
Yeah, and this is a big moment here for Andrew. If you can capitalize on this, you have the opportunity to really get something going.
It's just a miscommunication there from Osei Bonsu and Makai Cooper. Andrew's going to look, catch a break. Juba thought about shooting, he hesitated. Ooh. Sakinas is going to fall to the floor and a foul's called.
Yeah, I was just about to say at that particular moment, you do, because the attention could start to be, drawn towards, Juba, you got to start asking a little bit of Arnis Sakinas and kind of facilitating your offense back through him, whether it's to, just a look inside or getting it into him and him, driving and dishing. It's something that Andrew could certainly, use to their advantage at this point in the game.
I looked to see a lot more of Kulig. He had double-digit scoring last game against York, and he hasn't really done much. He has 9 today, but it seems like he hasn't been too big of a part of their offense here in the second half. He's not. There's Juba for 3. That one won't go. Kulig with a nice offensive board. Tries to find Juba, but it's picked off. Pass inside and a good finish, and Off the break from Daniel Walker.
You know, at one point or another, we're going to see a poster from Daniel Walker. He's waiting for it. I think so is everyone wearing black and red in this gym here tonight.
I'm looking for it, too. Here's Kulig for 3. That one will fall.
Yeah, that just based on the release, you knew that one was going in, and that helps. I mean, now you cut the lead to 12. You know, it's just you know Bolingbrook is going to have guys that come off the bench and are going to contribute just like their starters. If you're Andrew, you take every look and every opportunity you can get, because if you pass up a 3, guess what? You can't go into it, you know, thinking I'm going to miss this. You got to take your chances, and you know, especially right now.
And Andrews looked like they've really started to find their rhythm here in the second half. Lead is 12. Andrew took a time. Bolingbrook took a timeout. We'll take a timeout ourselves here on York Sports Network. Back now in the third quarter. 3 minutes and 51 seconds left to play. Andrew's going to look to cut the lead here. Bolingbrook's going to start with the ball.
Yeah, if you're Bolingbrook here right now, you know you're going to manage a push, or you're trying to manage a push here that Andrew has, and well, a foul committed certainly won't help a push, but you have to do your best to kind of, you know, come up with points here, but kind of try to do your best to go back to kind of managing the game like you were before.
Gonna find an inbounds pass. Laying it here's gonna get called for a travel. Andrew's gonna need a few of those breaks. And another thing, Andrew's gonna really have to start to play a little bit more discipline. Quite a few fouls given up, but free throws haven't hurt either team so far.
Yeah, and you know, the thing is you know, MJ laying it in the ball game now. You know, Aniceto's going to get ready as well. You have to do your best if you're Andrew here to kind of take advantage of what you have.
Morowski's going to get lucky there as the ball bounces back to him. Sakinas outside is going to find a pass. Here's Kulig driving down baseline. There's a block from Osei Bonsu.
And that's his second knee one of the night.
Yeah.
I mean, that was nasty.
It's really tough to go up on him, and Kulig found that out. He's going to finish inside, too. Osei Bonsu, he's got 6 now.
Yeah, the presence inside, just so different. I talked about the aggressiveness in the first half, exactly what it is. And not only does he do it offensively, does it. I mean, Walker's is all about it. I mean, he really wants this poster.
He had his chance in the first half. He's going to look for another one here. Kulig for 3, too short. Rebound, Makai Cooper.
Makai Cooper is a point guard that's really special. I mean, he can switch the floor, you know, like very few guards can in this tournament.
Some missed shot there from Walker, and refs are talking it over.
They assess I think they assessed a technical, not technical. Where is it?
Some sort of warning on the Bolingbrook bench.
Yeah, I'm going to say that was just
It's actually an unfortunate break, or unfortunate for Andrew. They were on the break.
You know, this would be a good time for a get-back coach to introduce himself to the game of basketball.
Of course.
I do think you're right. I think that was just a bench warning. Obviously, no one got teed up. But, you know, that's kind of, that was weird.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of play.
Smorowski there is going to go for a layup and get fouled by Osei Bonsu. I lied. That foul is going to go on MJ Langen. He's got 3 fouls.
You mentioned it, this duo of Langit and Aceto, in the ball game now is something that really helped Bolingbrook jump out to that lead in the first half, and seeing him out there again is something that Bolingbrook's trying to make a push to really extend this lead themselves.
Smorowski is able to hit both. Lead stays at 12. They're going to find Aceto. He's going to take a pull-up jumper from the free throw line and hit it. Really nice pull-up from Aceto and Aceto.
And all these players, it feels like the entire bench just shoots with so much confidence. And we talked about it. Body language is a big thing here.
Pass inside to Kulig. I'll say Bonsu is behind him. Gets the block. A pass up the floor. That one went to Langit. He tried to keep it in bounds. Refs are going to say it went off Bolingbrook, and Andrew's going to get possession here. Osei Bonsu is going to take a seat. Really good few minutes from him there at the start of the second half. Once again, this matchup from Juba and Aniceto. It's been a really tough one for Juba. Going to find Kulig, back to Juba. He's going to take a contested three, and that one falls in.
Yeah, he's going to have to start doing that. I mean, I think it's the second three-pointer. I was just too easy.
It's too easy of a layup for Jaden Dunlap. As you were saying before that, they're really going to need Juba here to just take more shots.
Yeah, and the thing is they're going to be contested. You know that with the quicker Bolingbrook. Unbelievable. I mean, just this Bolingbrook defense is so good. But, yeah, I mean, Juba is going to have to take some really, contested threes. Not necessarily forcing them, but, none of them are going to be comfortable.
And the big man Younger was there to get a block. Bolingbrook here is going to waste all of the time. Aniceto on the logo. Just going to dribble out most of the clock here. They have a 13-point lead right now. Aniceto fighting, ball gets stripped away. On the break.
You gotta be more patient than that. I mean, that was we're skip passing, down 3/4 of the court. Got to be more patient than that. I mean, you have a chance there to cut the lead to 11. Especially ending the quarter that way helps you going into the fourth. Missed opportunity definitely for Andrew.
Yeah, they had plenty of time to get a better shot up. At the end of the third quarter, Bolingbrook leads Andrew 50-37. We'll be back for the start of the fourth. For the start of the fourth quarter, Andrew trailing by 13. Unable to break any of the lead that Bolingbrook has had this entire game in the third quarter, and they're going to need a huge quarter here to give themselves a chance of winning. So here's Younger inside, a nice move and a nice finish. That brings the lead to 15.
Yeah, there's just no way to guard that. I mean, you can teach all the defense you want. That is, that's what height does. And the thing is
Juba's there is going to take a deep three with Younger on him.
The thing is on that last one, you can't really. It's really hard to defend that, and that's something that, you're asking a lot of your defenders. Yeah, great. That was the right call. His feet were moving, but yeah, I mean this is a point in time where, we might see Bolingbrook start to kind of pull away with this one.
And Jaden Dunlap is going to go to the line for an and one opportunity. Yeah, like you were saying, for Donovan Younger, just too tall and too athletic. Way too hard to guard that spin move inside.
Yeah, and then, in a blink of an eye, this lead went from 12 to now 18.
It's starting to become crunch time here for the Andrew Thunderbolts. Find a pass outside, weren't able to handle it. Juba deep, can't hit. Younger rebound. Off the break. Walker gets it tipped away, but it's going to stay with Bolingbrook. Walker right in front of us. Hey, how don't you just go dunk one for us?
Yeah, we need a fast break. We need a fast break two-hand flush to end the night. It was a great day here at the Tosh.
Walker with a three.
Confidence. But it was such a great day here at the Tosh, and obviously the winner of this will move on to play LT. But this is shaping up to be a pretty good end to, thank God the tournament was back in play this year. But this Bolingbrook team, pending the final 6.5 minutes of the game, really fun to watch.
Yeah, for sure, and it's becoming to start scary hours here for the Andrew Thunderbolts as they now are down 21 with 6.5 left to play.
Again, a lot can happen. I'm not saying it's not over till it's over.
It's only 7 3-pointers.
Yeah, exactly. All from Juba.
Yes. Aniceto drives in, kicks to Dunlap. First time we've seen Donovan Collins here in the game today. It's Makai Cooper right there. Is going to find Dunlap.
These guys facilitate the ball so well. The ball movement is so effective. We were talking about it, in 2 games ago. When your offense can move the ball fast, it's extremely effective, and that's something that you see in the Glenbar West, LTs, and other teams that are advancing this tournament. It's quick ball movement. You saw it on that possession there that led to these free throws. The ball movement is so quick. You're asking a lot for a defense to keep up with.
So the first one drops there for Younger, and yeah, when you're playing defense against an offense like this, you have to sacrifice something. Bolingbrook really likes to drive. Are you going to give them the layup and take away the three-point passes? Or are you going to crash hard inside and not give them the layups inside and try and hope that they don't hit their three-pointers? Sakina's here at the three-point line. A pass inside. Pressure in his face. Here's Morowski. Throwing away Aniceto. Gives a pass off to Dunlap. Dunlap unable to corral it. Tries to put up a shot. Won't go.
Yeah, that was a travel right there. We missed. Coach Brose knows. Bolingbrook really a chance to kind of already have, but blow the doors open here. I feel like we're starting to see it. Just a fantastic all-around team and one of the most complete teams we have in this tournament.
It's going to be a very interesting matchup tomorrow night if this game does end with Bolingbrook on the winning side. Pass to Kulig was a little bit behind, but he's able to corral it and put it up and break the lead to 20 points. Kulig has 14 as the leading scorer for Andrew. Aniceto is going to pass to Makai Cooper across the court. Back to Aniceto. Aniceto's going to drive and try and go up on Sakinas. That's a little bit of a height difference.
Just a little bit. And Sakinas, I don't think Sakinas actually took a step to block that one. But nonetheless, I love the play of Aniceto. He is so quick and finishes so well. It's something that's going to really help Bolingbrook succeed in this tournament.
First shot there from Donovan Collins, the junior, and he's laughing about it. Here's Morowski. Pass can't find Sakinas. Andrew was able to take the ball back. Kulig's shot is off.
Yeah, that shot was off because Makai Cooper closed out. It's exactly what it was. Yeah, that's a good timeout there from Brost.
4.5 left to play. Bolingbrook leads by 20. We're going to take a break here ourselves. Back here now for the final 4.5 minutes in the fourth quarter. Makai Cooper here getting trapped.
Yeah, and if you're Bolingbrook, even though you're up by a handful, you still want to end the game on a high note, because you can really just keep this momentum and keep it going into tomorrow when you're facing a really good team in LT.
Nice hands there from Cooper, and he's going to get rewarded. Ref calls it Bolingbrook's way. And Aniceto has shown the ability. Andrew is trying to trap him, and he just breaks the trap every single time. Stuck in the corner there was Collins. He passes out. They're going to find Cooper. Back to Aniceto. Back to Cooper. Dunlap down the baseline. He's going to fall.
You do love the fight that Andrew continues to show. Results in opportunities like this. Just chances to kind of, because Andrew will still be playing tomorrow. They'll move on to the consolation bracket. But if you can, same thing as Bolingbrook. You take your momentum and you shift it and focus it on tomorrow.
So 90-second mass timeout here. Bolingbrook still leads by 20. Now the matchup tomorrow between Bolingbrook and Lyons Township, it's a battle of two defenses.
Yeah, and you mentioned it probably will be pretty low scoring. I think it'll be interesting, LT, one of the taller teams in this tournament. I think it's going to be interesting to see how they respond to guys like MJ Lang and Josh Aniceto. I mean, that'll definitely be something that's really easy, or really, yeah, I'm missing my words up there. That would be really interesting to watch. And we have some great games on tap. I mean, we'll have Rolling Meadows and Glenbard West. That game's going to be really fun.
Yes, it will. A lot of big names in that one. And I think Bolingbrook matches up very well against Lyons Township. Lyons Township guard Tavari Johnson's a very good scorer. He can pass and he can rebound. If you put guys like Aniceto on him, he's going to have a tough time scoring, just like Jubla's facing this game.
Yeah, I agree. And I think there's also kind of a, emotional attachment that LT brings to this tournament. I mean, how great would it be to win a holiday tournament on your opponent, a little bit of a rival's court? I mean, that's something that they definitely want to do, being a member of the West Suburban Conference, and Glenbard West and LT, obviously both members have a chance to get to the tournament, or get to the championship rather, and do so tomorrow.
We're going to reset here with 3:41 left. Andrew inbound. He was passed too low.
They've gone for that lob the past two times on the court. Yeah, great ball movement. I mean, look, that gap was closing, and that still they managed to move the ball within about a 10-foot radius of each other.
So Keenan's just going to wind up for three. I've said it before. Usually when you take a three-pointer, you're not aiming for the backboard.
Yeah, I love it. I actually love big men taking a three. I do. You know that what's the like punters are people too in football?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. Big men can shoot too. Now it's rare, but at the very least, even though I think he's 0 for 2 from beyond the arc, Arnes Sakinas has proven that a big man can get the basketball to the rim from beyond the arc. That should
To the
be
rim, indeed.
That should be a win in his mind.
For sure. Sakinas is going to miss that one. Aniceto breaks the trap once again. Going to find a pass inside to Collins. Tip pass there. Aniceto in the corner. Collins for three. Will go. Bolingbrook really not having a problem at all with this Andrew defense.
You know, that just shows you. I mean, just the confidence that all these guys shoot with. It's just incredible.
Morawski's going to find a look into the corner. Back to Sakinas. Morawski's going to drive. Shot is up, no good. Foul called.
You know, if you're Andrew, you know, you just not the production of guys like, you know, Morawski that we saw last night. But you know, they're one of those teams that head into the consolation bracket and definitely one of the better ones.
It's Juba right there for three. Too long.
Yeah, and since we talked about a contested three, I think he went 0 for 4 from beyond the arc. But nonetheless, right idea. But you know, when this Bolingbrook team rather closes out like they do and plays aggressive on defense, you know, made three-pointers are gonna be hard to come by.
Yeah, we love the fight from Juba. Still trying. He's gonna drive this time, make a pass. He might have been open there for his own two-pointer. Pass out to Kulig, finds Morawski. Sakinas. Back to Juba. Drive inside and put up a nice little floater, and it goes in. You know, I wasn't really looking right there if that was a foul or just out of bounds on Bolingbrook.
I think that was a travel. I think that was that one was called on. Oh, well, let's just be honest. I actually don't have 13 in the play sheet here, or in the roster sheet rather. It's all right. It's all right. You know, final minute and a half of the Tosh. Great day of games.
Day 3 was a good day.
We'll wrap this one up. I think, you know, might as well. I don't know what yours doing. No idea. No clue.
That three-pointer was missed. Bolingbrook down the court. Gonna find Collins. He had a hard dribble shot inside. It won't go. Andrew's still fighting, going down the break.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. And now, I didn't think it was going to come from that team, but Kulig, back-to-back nice with a two-hand slam. Sign me up.
Finally got one in this game. A lot of height. It was the first dunk we've seen.
And that's the other thing, you know, number 40 in black, Hunter Rasick, was a name we called quite a bit yesterday. That just shows, you know, Bolingbrook did not have to go too deep into their bench tonight. I mean, Andrew just did not make it too difficult for them.
No, they put up a good fight in the first half. It was low scoring, but Bolingbrook was able to get their way here in the second. I'm sorry, it was very close at the end of the first quarter. Since then, Bolingbrook.
Yeah, I mean, 15-14. You know, I mean, they had a chance, but I mean, you know, we're dribbling everything out with, you know, there was about 40 seconds on the clock. Kind of shows the sign of the times, but you know, they had their chances. They had their chances. They didn't close out from beyond the arc, which resulted, you know, in Bolingbrook shooting, you know, around 70% from beyond the arc.
A travel called on Aniceto with 6 seconds left. Forgot that they were still playing.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah. I mean, you know.
It's a nice play by Kulig. Fake him out with the fist bump.
Yeah, and
final here.
This Bolingbrook team is going to be dangerous going forward. This is going to be a fun one between LT and Bolingbrook tomorrow.
Yeah, your final here is Bolingbrook defeats Andrew 64-43. All-around scoring game from Bolingbrook. Great play from the guards, and they're able to play great defense, especially inside. That's going to do it from us here. I'm Brian Grant. Alongside me is Gavin Hughes. Thank you, Gavin, for being with me.
You're welcome, Brian. Thank you. Thank you for letting me tag along.
Yes,
we'll see
of
everybody
course.
tomorrow. Good night, everybody.